Hey folks, Wish SE up here in New Hampshire. Wanted to do an updated review on the Mossberg 930 SPX. I shot this gun and did a brief review on it several months ago in the middle of winter when it was about 20 below and we were freezing our butts off. So I thought now that it's a little warmer outside and the weather's more compliant, we'd actually do a more detailed review of the gun, both shooting and also speaking about some of the features the gun has. The Mossberg is, I have to say, one of those really sweet shooting semi-automatic gas-operated shotguns. I've owned 1187s by Remington, 1100s by Remington, and I think the Remingtons are great, and I think a pump shotgun is great. However, with my left-handed arm, I've got some limitations in working a pump shotgun, so for me and what I need in a defensive shotgun, the Mossberg or a semi-automatic gas-operated gun works better for me. The Mossberg has an 18.5-inch barrel. It has a fiber optic front sight that's red. It has a rear peep sight, a pick rail up here, so if you really wanted to, you could attach some kind of optics up there. For me, in a home defense situation, that's not really exactly what I'm looking for. 7-round tube with 2 3/4-inch shells and one in the chamber, so that gives you a fairly significant capacity, as well as overall comfort. I mean, the gun mounts well, safety's right up here, ambidextrous, so it can be run either side, so as you present the gun up, your safety can come off by pressing it forward. The overall weight of the gun is 7.5 pounds. Its total length is 39 inches end to end. Has a recoil pad on it, although I have to say, like most semi-autos, it's a very soft shooting gun unless you're shooting the 3-inch magnum loads, and then you're feeling it a little bit. But for your general purpose defense loads, both buck and birdshot, boy, it works really well. The sighting setup with that rear ghost ring makes it easy to place slugs at distance. You know, 35, 40 yards out there, you can really put them right in a reasonable area. And I'll tell you, that's a huge benefit. Now, I know there are some guys who want a bead sight on their shotgun only, and hey, if that works for you, that's great. When it comes to hitting targets quickly within a relatively short distance, having this setup, especially if you're used to running an AR and that A2 aperture, when you come up, that feels like home to me, and it certainly allows me to get hits on target quickly and effectively. When we shot this gun 5 months ago in the middle of winter when it was colder than heck out there, we had no problem. I actually tried to set up some malfunctions in terms of using buck, birdshot, light loads, heavy loads back to back, and I think if you look at that video, you'll see that the gun cycled fine. We're going to do some of that today, but mostly we're just going to give you guys an opportunity to see the gun in action. And what I feel in using this gun is that it's very easy to shoot with confidence, get hits on target, and do so effectively and comfortably. And again, with my left hand and arm and the handicap I have, not having to work a pump is an advantage for me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head out to the range and we'll shoot some different targets, both steel targets, but we'll also do some look at the patterning of the cylinder bore with different types of buckshot at, say, 10 yards, 15 yards, realistic home defense distances. If you like this video or any of the videos that we produce, I'd ask that you click the thumbs up icon in the bottom left of your screen, and also tell your friends and family about the channel, invite them to join us and subscribe. Really appreciate all you watching, and we're going to stop talking finally and start shooting. Let's go. Five shots. 1.59. So one of the things I wanted to do was to run a timer and just see how fast I could empty the magazine in a fully charged gun and still stay on target. So I have a piece of steel out there, and I'm going to shoot this under a timer, and that timer will give us some sense of how fast I can unload and still keep the gun on target. Eight shots, 2.42. So I totally cleaned the paint off the steel target down here. So you can see that this was all nice and black and this was all nice and white. So you can see the shotgun certainly does its job. Okay, we're now going to try some of this Rio Royal Buck 2 3/4 double-aught. I'm 10 yards away. I'm just going to fire around and see what we get with the cylinder bore. We're going to try this with 3 different types of ammunition to see if the ammunition and the gun are really set up. So I feel this is a realistic home defense distance. I'm 10 yards away from the target. I'm just going to go nice slow. 1 shot right to the center mass. So from 10 yards away, we have this nice pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all right in there. Nothing's off that center mass area. Folks, the next round that we're going to try here is some Hornady. This is a semi-automatic load, and it's called Light Magnum. And I've shot this before, the 1187, and had great luck with how tight the group stays together, particularly the distance. So we're going back to 10 yards. We're going to fire 2 rounds, and then we'll check out the results by spinning the camera around. Wow. Now this stuff, much tighter than that other stuff. The first group I have is just this really tight. I think you can see it there. Now the wad went right through, but right down in here you can see how tight that was. So this gun seems to be happy with that load. Okay. Next one we're going to try is some Federal Tactical. This is double-aught, 8 pellets, called a tactical load, whatever that means. Some of the marketing stuff is great. So 10 yards away, same drill. Now that is a little lighter shooting in terms of its recoil. It's cycled fine, but again, a nice tight group. We've got one that's just outside. Let's take a look. So I'm really happy with that. Of all the shells that we fired, this is really good. Now we got one that's a little here, but I was aiming dead center mass. We took 2 shots, so basically those 16 pellets are right in here, right dead center where we want them at 10 yards. And for me, that's a pretty good setup. So that's a load I feel pretty comfortable with in terms of the gun. Next thing that we're going to do at 25 yards here is I'm just going to aim, fire 3 shots. I'm using some 3-inch rifled hollow point slugs. These are Winchester Super X. Got this at Walmart. You know, something you'd hunt deer with. But just to give you a sense of how that peep sight on the rear, how this setup here really adds a lot of value in my mind, particularly as you're getting some distance. So 25 yards away, not a big deal, but this would be a long, I don't have any 25-yard hallways in my house, so I don't know that beyond that, unless I was hunting, I would need much more than what I've been able to produce so far in terms of our groupings. So let's see what we do here. I think that was better, so yeah, it definitely was. So again, I think that's a matter of me really getting used to the gun, but you can see it certainly is easy to get accurate hits with this gun at distance here at 25 yards. And certainly is not difficult to do that with that fiber optic front sight. Okay, so out at 7 yards. I'm going to actually back up to 9, but out there's our steel target. It's pretty well dusted off. We're going to shoot some of the buckshot at it. This is the Rio buck. Well, folks, that's it for the Mossberg 930 SPX. Again, very nice package, gas-operated shotgun, aluminum cylinder, steel barrel, synthetic stock, 7+1 capacity with the 2 3/4 inch shells. Fed everything we ran through it. Like any auto-loading shotgun, you got to keep it clean. You can't just go out and abuse it like you can a pump and expect it to work. So you got to keep it clean. I really like this gun. The fiber optic front sight, the ghost ring in the back makes it very easy to come right up on point, find the target, hit the target. We're able to shoot quickly and accurately, so I really enjoyed shooting it. Other than the 3-inch Magnum shells that we shot the Slugs, that I didn't have a great group with at 25 yards, everything else was very soft shooting. I'm not tired at all. We shot at least 50 rounds of different type of ammunition, a lot of it buckshot. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and family. Invite them to join the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay safe.